This is hardly an unbiased group. After Jesus resurrected Lazarus, the Sanhedrin decided that Jesus should die. John 11:47-53. And just days ago the religious authorities conspired to seize Jesus and kill him. Matthew 26:3-4. Yes, even before his trial begins, Jesus is as good as condemned to death. In addition to meeting illegally, the chief priests and others of the Sanhedrin are attempting to find witnesses who will give false evidence to build the case against Jesus. They find many, but these cannot agree as to their testimony. Finally, two come forward and claim. We heard him say, I will throw down this temple that was made with hands, and in 3 days I will build another not made with hands. Mark 14:58. Yet even these men do not fully agree. Caiaphas asks Jesus, do you say nothing in reply? What is it these men are testifying against you? Mark 14:60. Jesus remains silent in the face of this false charge made by witnesses whose stories disagree. So High Priest Caiaphas switches to a different tactic. Caiaphas knows that the Jews are sensitive about anyone claiming to be the Son of God. Earlier, when Jesus had called God his Father, the Jews wanted to kill him because they claimed that he was making himself equal to God. John 5:17, 18, 10. 31-39. Aware of such sentiments, Caiaphas now craftily demands of Jesus, I put you under oath by the living God to tell us whether you are the Christ, the Son of God. Matthew 26:63. Of course, Jesus has acknowledged being the Son of God. John 3:18, 5:25, 11. For if he does not do so now, that could be construed as denying that he is God's Son and the Christ. So Jesus says, I am. And you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of power and coming with the clouds of heaven. Mark 14:62. At this, Caiaphas with great drama rips his garments and exclaims, he is blasphemed. What further need do we have of witnesses? See. Now you have heard the blasphemy. What is your opinion? The Sanhedrin hand down the unjust judgment. He deserves to die. Matthew 26:65-66. Then they begin to mock Jesus and hit him with their fists. Others slap his face and spit into it. After they cover his whole face and slap him, they say sarcastically, prophesy. Who is it that struck you? Luke 22:64. Here is the Son of God being treated abusively at an illegal nighttime trial. Jesus is taken to former high priest Annas an illegal trial by the Sanhedrin. Where is Jesus led first, and what happens to him there? Where is Jesus next taken, and how is Caiaphas able to get the Sanhedrin to proclaim that Jesus deserves to die? What abusive behavior occurs during the trial? 125-287. Upon Jesus being arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane, the apostles abandon him, fleeing in fear. However, two of them stop their flight. They are Peter as well as another disciple, evidently the apostle John. John 18:15, 19, 35, 21, 24. They may catch up with Jesus as he is taken to the home of Annas. When Annas sends Jesus to high priest Caiaphas, Peter and John follow at a distance. They are likely torn between fear for their own lives and concern for what will happen to their master. John is known to the high priest and is thus able to gain entrance into the courtyard at Caiaphas' house. Peter remains outside at the door until John returns and speaks to a servant girl who is acting as doorkeeper. Then Peter is allowed to enter. It is cold this night, so those in the courtyard have a charcoal fire burning. Peter sits with them to keep warm as he waits to see the outcome of Jesus' trial. Matthew 26:58. Now, in the light of the fire, the doorkeeper who let Peter in gets a better look at him. You are not also one of this man's disciples, are you? She demands. John 18:17. And she is not alone in recognizing Peter and accusing him of being with Jesus. Matthew 26:69, 71-73. Mark 14:70.